What we're doing here today is we are installing an MVP seat. This is the standard procedure for installing any MVP seat the IMG College Seating manufactures and provides to stadiums. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have 4 zip ties. Each seat has 2 for the back part, 2 for the bottom portion. You'll need 4 zip ties. I prefer to start with the bottom cushion here, and some of them have the dual flaps, one on the front and one on the back. There are places that have just a slip that kind of forms a pocket here on the front. So whichever style you have, you're going to approach it the same way. You're going to take it and slide it down onto the seat just like this, and you want to make sure that the bottom portions are hanging out and then these front portions are also hanging over the seat right here. So what you do is you take your zip tie and you start down here on the bottom portion, and you start on the inside of the zip tie rather than the outside. You thread it down and around, then come up, go into this front zip tie right here, zip it up, and you get it as tight as you possibly can onto the zip tie. And the tighter you get it, the less play it has for the customer to mess up. And you see now that you have a tail here that obviously needs to be cut off. Today I'm using a case cutter. Traditionally we use a pair of 10 snip clippers to do this, but whatever you have will work. We want it to be as little as possible protruding, because the more that sticks out, the more chance a customer is going to have to walk by and cut their leg on it. The wrong way to install a zip tie would be like this. You go down, starting from the top. This is the wrong way to install. You go down through the bottom, then up to the top, maybe. And then let's say you leave an inch or ½ inch hanging off the zip tie. As somebody's walking by here, depending on how sharp this little protrusion is, I have seen people cut their legs. So on the left here, you have an example of one that is installed properly. The smooth rounded part is on the outside. The little knob with the cut is facing inside, where it's right up against the bottom of the seat. Right here on the right, you have one that's installed incorrectly. The smooth rounded side is up against the seat, and then you have this little knob and the protrusion sticking out into the aisle, where it could be an annoyance for somebody who is sitting in the seat or somebody who's walking by. So once you have both of these installed properly, the bottom portion is done. So when you take the top, you do just the same as the bottom cushion. You're going to want to slide it right over the back of the seat here. And unlike the bottom cushion, all these backs are the same. They have a flap on the top, and then they just have straps coming off the bottom. So there's no 2 different styles. Every style is going to be the same. Again, you want to make sure that these bottom flaps here are sticking out from underneath the seat, because that's what you need to tie the seat onto the chair. All right, again, what you're going to do is you're going to start from the bottom strap. You're going to start on the inside, thread it down and around the front, up through the top, and then zip it where you're zipping towards the inside of the seat. And again, once you have that zipped like that, and again, you want it as tight as possible, you're going to want to cut it. And again, this is the proper way: smooth rounded side out, knob and the little tail where it was cut pointed in. One more time just to show how the zip tie is properly installed. You take the zip tie, starting with the bottom strap on the inside of it, you thread it down, go around, wrap it up to the top, stick it through the top eyelet, and zip it, making sure that it is as tight as you can get it, and trim the tail off here. And again, smooth exterior that's rounded is out facing towards the aisle, and you have a seat that is properly installed. Once you install it, fold it down, make sure the seat is centered on there properly. Make sure it's not pushed too far down, especially this back part, or pulled too far up, and that it looks presentable. We want it to look professional once we're done.